What's up, everybody? This is your boy Thirsty Jack, and welcome to the returning series of Thirsty for Wrestling. And the gameplay I'm going to show you is WWE 2K16 as I play in Stone Cold Steve Austin, and another gameplay is GTA Online as I play against two of my buddies in a racing game. And the topic I'm going to talk about is the WWE Draft. Now, they showed the draft last night on SmackDown Live on Tuesday, and to be honest, when I saw it, SmackDown draft, or should I say the WWE draft, I can't say it was dry, but you pretty much predicted who the stars going to be. And sometimes it's kind of like surprising, but the show was good. You know, the draft was good, and now after the draft is over, it raised a tons of questions, like a couple of question marks. And obvious the big one, which I would talk about later. So I'm gonna go run down all the draft picks from that happened on Live SmackDown and exclusively for WWE Network for the Draft Central. So I'm gonna run them down. So the first round was Seth Rollins going to Raw, Dean Ambrose going to SmackDown, Charlotte going to Raw, AJ Styles going to SmackDown, Finn Balor going to Raw. Second round, Roman Reigns going to Raw, John Cena going to SmackDown, Brock Lesnar going to Raw, Randy Orton going to SmackDown, the New Day going to Raw. Then the third round, Sami Zayn going to Raw, Bray Wyatt SmackDown, Sasha Banks Raw, Becky Lynch SmackDown, Chris Jericho Raw. Round 4, Rusev with Lana Raw, Miz SmackDown, Kevin Owens Raw, Baron Corbin SmackDown, Enzo and Cass Raw. Round 5, Gallows and Anderson Raw, American Alpha SmackDown, Big Show Raw, Dolph Ziggler SmackDown, Nia Jax Raw. Round 6, Neville Raw, Natalya SmackDown, Cesaro Raw, Alberto Del Rio SmackDown, Sheamus Raw. And then the show on Draft Center on WWE Network, the Golden Truth going to Raw, the Usos SmackDown, Taz O'Neil Raw, Demon Kane SmackDown, Paige Raw. Round 8, Darren Young with Bob Backlund Raw, Kalisto SmackDown, Sin Cara Raw, Naomi SmackDown, Jack Swagger Raw, The Assistant SmackDown. Round 9, the Dudley Boys Raw, Zack Ryder SmackDown, Summer Rae Raw, Apollo Crews SmackDown, Mark Henry Raw, Alyssa Bliss SmackDown. Round 10, Braun Strowman Raw, Breezango SmackDown, Bo Dallas Raw, Eva Marie SmackDown, Shining Star Raw, Bob Villain SmackDown. And then the last round, 11th round, Alicia Fox Raw, Eric Rowan SmackDown, Dana Brooks Raw, Mojo Rawley SmackDown, Curtis Axel Raw, and Camilla SmackDown. And the one person who have not been drafted is Heath Slater. Now, after going through all these names, they did say they pick out 6 people from NXT. So they pick out Carmella, Mojo Rawley, Alyssa Bliss, who else? Nia Jax, American Alpha, and Finn Balor. Those names is pretty awesome. I expected like Austin Aries or the Rivals. I expected Bailey to jump out. Those names, but they didn't. And also, Eva Marie, I could have swore she was in NXT, but she jumped on to SmackDown. That's kind of pretty odd. But I forgot she did wrestle on main roster first, and then sent back to NXT, then come back to main roster again. And this is the part. This other part of the question is we seen teams split up. The Wyatt family, Braun Strowman and Eric Rowan, they split up. And so now you got Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan on SmackDown, and Braun Strowman by himself on Raw. So that leaves a big question when Luke Harper comes back. Will he be on Raw to team up with Braun Strowman, or be back with the original Wyatt family? And if I was a betting person, I think he'd go back to SmackDown for the original Wyatt family, because you need it. And the other question is, what they're going to do with the major. Well, I take it back. I'm gonna say it for last. The another question is the title You got the Intercontinental Champion for SmackDown, and you got the US Champion for Raw. We can find that on the Battleground, and they get the women title. And I got a feeling they're gonna bring back some title, or they're going like a turn of championship. So you got the Raw or Women Champion, and they got a SmackDown Women Champion. The only difference is the color. If they go that route, cool, that'd be awesome. Either that or possibility of bringing back the Divas title, but that would be like less. That would not happen, to be honest. I don't think they can bring back the Divas because they try to step away from the Divas title, and know they got the show called the Total Divas. So the Divas title, they might be 30% or 20%. It all depends on it. And the stars, I think between Raw and SmackDown got a pretty good show, and Raw got pretty good. But the only difference is between those two is Raw is a 3-hour show, and adding on the cruiserweight. I wish I have noticed that you got Finn Balor, you got Neville. Who else? You got I'm trying to think of the name who is eligible for the cruiserweight. You got Chris Jericho, and which I don't think that's gonna happen unless that would be a dope storyline to have. You got Sami Zayn, and pretty much after the cruiserweight tournament be over, I guess they're gonna crown the new cruiserweight champion and come down to Raw. And pretty much the rumor is already have been reported that they have signed a couple of the cruiserweight guys already off the back. I'm pretty sure they signed Kota Ibushi, the Golden Star, and I would love to see him come to Raw, and I would love to see Sasuke Nakamura and Kota fight each other one more time, because that was a dope match. But we gotta wait and see down the road. And if they do bring back the cruiserweight title, I think that'd be awesome. Awesome thing to do. I'd love to see that the cruiserweight title be back, and either redesign it, or just bring back what it is, just to change the logo from the scratchy logo to the network logo, in which they might do. So just save the time, and plus, me, I'm as a belt collector, I would love to have my part of my collection. So, also, I don't think we got Brock Lesnar. He's on Raw, but excuse me, but we don't see him that much. So that's a big question. And also, who will get the push? I mean, when we see guys move up, now we're gonna have a question: who guys will get rise to the main event spot? And back in the day, during the Ruthless Aggression era, when the brand started to become more stronger, at the time, you can tell who become the champion. You can tell who be the next guy to get the shot. And it's always fun to watch. And this raised the question for Raw. You got 3 hours, and I know they bring back the cruiserweight title. Who will get the push? And I said to myself, when Finn Balor soon he move to the main roster, fans is craving for Finn Balor to be the next guy. But since you got Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and other main event guys, it's going to be an uphill battle for guys like Finn Balor, and vice versa for SmackDown. It's going to be an uphill battle for that one as well, because you got John Cena into the mix, and you got AJ Styles, and which down the road we're going to see AJ Styles become the champion. And speaking of title, this is a question that everybody wants to know, and even myself, is they going to bring back the second major title? Because I remember back in 2002, moving forward to 2003 or early 2003, they had one title. It was an undisputed title, and there was no WWE championship. It was an undisputed title until Brock Lesnar drafted to SmackDown, become exclusively for SmackDown, and become the WWE champion, until Raw rewarded or bring back the big gold belt known as World Heavyweight Championship and give it to Triple H. It became Raw exclusive until 2005. You see title switch sides, and then a couple years later, then switch sides again. So I would say they will bring back the big gold belt, because it will make perfect sense to bring back the World Heavyweight Championship and have the WWE title do a smaller design to say the WWE champion, and that's it. Because I seen the little graphic design in the background with Dean Ambrose against Seth Rollins, and I know I the only one saw it. You know, people in Facebook community, Belt Mafia, big shout out to them. They saw it too. So I think they're gonna bring back the big gold belt, or then bring back the new design of the WWE Championship with a different logo or a different color. If they go that route, I think it'll be pretty dope. In my opinion, it would be dope, or just go to a different route, just bring back the big gold belt. And if they do that for likely before Raw, and I will say this is my prediction. I will say that for later, but this is my prediction. I think after Battleground, I know Dean Ambrose is going to retain that title. They're going to give the big gold belt to Seth Rollins, because you know Stephanie McMahon, she favorite the Seth Rollins, and Mick Foley, he's kind of like the GM of it. But I think they're going to bring back the big gold belt, and I think it'd be great. And this time we could see some stars, you know, stepping up. And also the tag team division, it looks stacked on both sides. I am kind of a little bit disappointed they had to break up the club, but you got Finn Balor, so they always I hope for the Bullet Club, or if it ain't the Bullet Club, probably the club, or they might keep the club and change to the Bulletproof Club. You know how WWE are, they really tricky with the words. So I think it'd be perfect fitting for Finn Balor and Dox and Luke. So when that happen, not Dox and Luke, Carl and Luke Gallows, if that ever happen. The women division, it look kind of pretty stacked. The only person who have not been drafted is Heath Slater, and I hope he goes to SmackDown, either that or Raw. But I would be surprised we would see him going back to SmackDown. And also we see Mojo Rawley go to SmackDown. Same thing with Zack Ryder. So we might see the Hype Bros reunited and become the tag team force. Also the other team, the American Alpha. I'm a big fan of the American Alpha because they remind me of so much of the world greatest tag team of Charlotte Hawes and Shelton Benjamin. And Jason Jordan, he reminded me of Kurt Angle, and I can see him become a main event player. And if SmackDown writers, I know they watch TNA and Ring of Honor, if they would take some notes from the guys like Red Dragons and the Briscoes, even though they go to a even though they go to a single competition, but still part of a team. Like prime example, Fish O'Reilly. No, not Fish. Excuse me, Bobby Fish. He's the current Ring of Honor TV champion, but he's still part of the team of Red Dragons. Same thing with the Briscoe brothers. Not too long ago, Jay Briscoe, he was the World Heavyweight Champion, but he was a tag team. They never broke up. They're still a team, but they're still compared in the single competition. If they would did that with American Alpha, I think it would be an amazing moment. I think Chad Gable, I think he could hold it down. Jason Jordan, they can pull some strings. I mean, pull an amazing move as a single competitor. But long time ago, WWE, they don't follow that up, and plus they not good with common sense. But I have some hope for the WWE because you got two different writers now. And that leaves me another question: is which shows is going to be better? Either be Raw or SmackDown. So far, both shows look good, and got two different general managers. We got Raw with Mick Foley as a GM and Stephanie McMahon as a commissioner, and you got SmackDown. You got SmackDown. You got Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. You know, Shane is a commissioner and Daniel Bryan is a GM. And I hope this will be fun, but I got a feeling for Raw it'll be more storyline influence to Raw, and then SmackDown be more pro wrestling. And this reminded me of it back in 2004. I remember back in the day we try to watch Raw as more entertainment value, and you try to watch it, but you know who's a major villain, like Eric Bischoff is a villain, and you seen the storyline is repeat itself again. Like Triple H was, and not only that, you try to watch Raw, and sometimes some moment Raw was kind of a little bit enjoyable, but sometimes it's not. Before SmackDown, you just watch it and it felt like you're watching pro wrestling. I was more fans towards SmackDown because we see different wrestlers get the shot for the title, different storyline, and Cruiserweight was pop at the time. And now you got Stephen McMahon and Mick Foley, and last time I see Mick Foley as a GM, I think he got spit in the face by Randy Orton, or he was. I try to remember who. I think it was like Eric Bischoff was there, and Stone Cold Steve wasn't take over Mick Foley at the time. But I don't know how the storyline was. But Mick Foley, he was a GM manager, and he didn't stay that long. So for this situation, I think Mick Foley gonna stay for a long halt, unless a storyline come around and Triple H come back and take over Raw like he did with Authority, in which I don't want to see no more of the Authority shit. But I think Raw gonna be like. I hope Raw don't be like the 2004 Raw. I hope it be like a different direction, because you got 3 hour show, and you got the Cruiserweight, and pretty much you bring back the big gold belt, and we know who's gonna become the world champion. And if you look at SmackDown, you know that Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon is gonna be fun to watch, and I don't think it's gonna be any conflicts on SmackDown unless you have a major heel. And I don't see a major heel unless you could name like AJ Styles, but he not major heel. Let me look back at my roster again to see who be a major heel to play that role, having a little conflict towards the GM. Pretty much, it looked like it's gonna be a straight up good wrestling show for SmackDown side, and the only person who had to tell is Dean Ambrose become the WWE champion, and the only person I can think of who can go up against Dean Ambrose during that time period for SmackDown is, I would have to say, AJ Styles on this situation, but that'll be later when I do my prediction of what's gonna happen. But I think SmackDown will be fun to watch. Unless something dramatic would change or something would happen, but I think it'll be something fun to watch. I think fans will be eat SmackDown up. It's a fun show. I could tell it be a wrestling oriented show more than a Raw show, and plus it's on Tuesday. It's gonna be live, so anything can happen. So for say, and the last one is my prediction and what is going to happen. Well, I think after background, I think this is where things start getting interesting as we head down to the road to SummerSlam and NXT. So for NXT, I think they'll be locked down because I don't think anybody else could be moving up from NXT to main roster, because I think they're gonna keep the thing going with people being drafted up like they do like annually, like after WrestleMania. So that's excuse me. I think that's what they're going to do after that one. For Raw side, after Battleground, we're gonna see the big gold belt returning. We're gonna see the World Heavyweight Championship returning. Either that or new design. I know they're gonna bring some second major title. If it's not be a big gold belt, it's gonna be something close to it, or a new champion for that brand. So it's gonna be one or two. I think we're gonna see the club returning with Finn Balor and Doc and Luke. I keep on saying Doc and Luke. Doc and Carl. The Bulletproof Club, because they're gonna call it the Bulletproof Club. Roman Reigns, he be back, and I think he'll still be a face for Raw and be a good guy, even though he can still get booed. He'll be the one who try to chase after the World Heavyweight Championship and have Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns fight for each other for the championship for SmackDown. Not SmackDown, SummerSlam. The Cruiserweight, I don't know how long the Cruiserweight tournament is going to be. If it finishes by close to SummerSlam, we're going to see a Cruiserweight champion, and I think that's where you will see the Cruiserweight division will be the highlight for Raw. The tag team division is going to be amazing. I think that's where we will see Enzo and Cass go and get their shine. That's going to be the mark. That's going to be the part of it. Let me check, make sure I named that team correctly. Because okay, yeah, Enzo and Cass on Raw. Yeah, we're gonna see that movement, and we're gonna see some fresh face in the main event spot. And I can see like Kevin Owens being in it. I can see many people. I can see Finn Balor being in the main event spot. Andrew Neville, Cesaro, Sheamus, and maybe Jack Swagger, but we're gonna see how they're gonna play out. But we're gonna see that happening for SmackDown. Same thing, tag team, main event spot. I think we see some major stuff in it. And then down the road after SummerSlam, and I don't know how NXT is gonna be, but after SummerSlam, then we will have like a bunch of pay-per-views, like I think Backlash, Clash of Champions, Halloween Havoc. Those are gonna play a major part for the brand, for the WWE Network. I don't know, be exclusively for the WWE Network or whatnot. Well, it is with the WWE Network, but I know it'll be a part like a pay-per-view or a special event like they did for Roadblock or Beast of the East. But if they do something special like that for a certain brand, so I think they make the brand more important, just like they did for 2004 and 5. And one thing I don't want to see, I don't want to see any more Super Show. That really kills the brand. You know, it was cool when you got 3 hour, a super show, but I don't think we'll see that show again. Survivor Series gonna be more important than ever. You got Raw versus SmackDown, and then you got separate pay-per-view. Then you got the Royal Rumble, and this is the one thing I want to know about the Royal Rumble is like, are they gonna do like the winner of the Royal Rumble? They're gonna face their own brand, just like they did for 2002 or 3, a long time ago. Like prime example, if the SmackDown guy win the Royal Rumble, that means the SmackDown guy gonna face the champion, or the winner from either one of the brand will face the champion of the choosing, just like they did what Chris Benoit did in 2004. So that's the other question we gotta know. And not only that, who will win that one, then I don't know if they're gonna bring back the Elimination Chamber match again, or it's a lot of questions. Also, it will bring back, from pretty much next year, it will bring back the value of the Money in the Bank briefcase, Raw and SmackDown. So that'd be something to see. And now that next year of the draft will be more important as ever. So that's my topic. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like button, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button for the channel if you enjoy it. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.